Hey, it's Chris and Margie, and we are here at the Early Television Museum in Hilliard, Ohio, and we're going to take a look at all the different stuff they have here. So we're actually standing in a room with a lot of stuff right now that looks pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and let's start taking a look at what they have here. All right, so we have a Marconi 709. Look how small the screen is on that. And the different kind of knobs, and man, this stuff blows. So this set here is a Baird. Is that how you say it, honey? And it's got a mirror so that you can watch it like that. We have another Baird.
This is
different model.
This is one of only two that's still in existence.
Seen that.
Crazy.
And then look at this one. I meant for a set this size, I only have a screen that big.
It's
a Murphy.
9-inch screen.
It's a Murphy. It almost looks like a bubble in there instead of a screen, doesn't it?
And this is the actual finish. It's not been touched.
Homemade or prototype pre-war set. This set may be a prototype or maybe homemade. It appears to have been made about 1939. The radio chassis appears to be of a different make from the two television chassis. The CRT is a Mazda CRM 121. Here we have, well, it doesn't say, does it? Oh, is this the Marconi 705?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a sign-in sheet or anything you'd like us to put in the front?
Let me get that roll.
So, once again, one of those. I mean, they all had, looks like they all had almost like an old radio look to them too, you know what I mean? Because of course with the wood and everything, but these are amazing looking. So this is a mid-30s image dissector. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it. It's actually, they've got the TV tubes up here. That's what I was reading. But the one we were looking at is a Consort 1210. Just next to it, we have a Consort 137T. So I wonder if they have radios with them as well. But then they have a Consort 54. Look how small that screen is on there. So, I mean, very early televisions. And then next to it, even smaller, up to I-817. And a Pi 815 with a little bit bigger screen. The set was made in 1838. It has a 7-inch tube. We acquired this set from the original owner in England with a factory service manual and installation manual. Wow. They got a record player on the top of this, and the screen is actually on the bottom, and it has also like the mirror that reflects the image back at you. But it's an HMV 902. The set was made in England as well in 1937. This is one of the most unusual sets made before the war. It has a 9-inch CRT mounted vertical with a mirror and a huge lens on the front. It also has a radio and phonograph.
Set. This one is most interesting for me.
This one is?
This is an HMV 1800. This set was first announced in the HMV sales catalog, printed in the summer of 1939. The release date for the set was August 29th, 2 days before the BBC discontinued TV transmission for the duration of World War II. This may be the only surviving copy.
Oh, wow. How small that is, Marge. Right there. The 5-inch British set with radio was one of the largest expensive sets available when it was introduced in 1938. It is very compact for the set of its time. All right, what is it, a Dave and television receiver?
Yeah, they believe that it's a factory-made TV receiver. It has 2 stages of TRF amplification, a detector, and a Dave and 3-tube resistance couple amplifier.
Oh, wow.
The cable connects to a scanner and a power supply, and it operates in the AM radio band.
Wow, look at that. the nod.
Please,
It looks like a.
please don't turn the knob.
Yeah.
It is very delicate.
But do you see what it looks? What do they call those?
Oh, you're talking about the thing
Is that
on
the helm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a helm.
This set was made by the Western Television Company in Chicago in 1929. It uses a 45-line disc with triple interlace. Western Television was the first company to produce a commercial television receiver, the Visionet, in 1929 with a 17-inch scanning disc. It was available as a kit for $88.25 minus the Kino lamp and cabinet.
Do you think it has this knob like this? Because it almost looks like a porthole.
Mm-hmm. Kind of cool.
Yeah. So look at this. This looks like something you would find like in an arcade. You know what I mean?
Here is your television receiver.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm. This is weird looking.
Yeah. This is an RCA.
RCA 60
Oh
line
my
set.
gosh, look at that.
Holy cannoli.
Yeah. And then you can see the tubes inside. All that just for that small screen.
So it says here that this set was made by RCA in 1930 using the cabinet from a common phonograph of the time, the RE45. It was apparently used by RCA in their early TV tests and was never sold to the public.
Oh wow. Look at this thing.
That's weird looking.
Yeah. And it says it works.
It's called the Jenkins Model
Yeah,
100.
Charles F. Jenkins.
Jenkins set sold in 1930 to 32. It was available in a kit form. It tells about him up here, one of the better known experimenters with mechanical television with Charles Francis Jenkins, a prolific American inventor.
Television.
And it says the television on it.
Yeah.
Baird Televisor. The televisor was the first set to be made in quantity. It was sold in 1930-31 in both kits and assembled form. This is a photo taken from the screen of this set. Oh, okay. Can you get up there to see that? So that photo was taken from the screen
Oh wow.
of this TV.
But look at this here.
So that's how it works on
Is
the
that what?
inside.
That's what I
Mhm.
thought. Yeah. So that goes inside
Mhm.
of this.
And it projects through.
Yeah. So is
This
this?
is the receiver.
Yeah, this is a receiver. So it would. It's kind of weird.
Over here, I'm not sure what.
Well, I
this-
was gonna.
Oh.
So up here they have different tubes for television. So we're in a small room. RCA flying spot scanner cameras, and you can see there's Felix the cat.
A doll like this was used by RCA in its TV tests from 1928 through 1932. It was placed on a turntable and rotated in front of the camera. If you look closely at the camera of the RCA camera on the left, you can see Felix.
Oh wow, there he
Okay,
is.
yeah. Okay. Look at the photo tube up there.
Oh
It's
wow.
still, so this tube still works. We have used a 1950s photo multiplier tube and a solid state video amplifier to make this camera work. Holy cannoli.
Wow.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's a picture of what it's like.
So here we go. We got the RCA RR359. Was made in 1936 to 37. And it's got that cabinet with the vertical screen and the mirror.
New York World's Fair, 1939.
Yeah. Wow, look at this.
This is crazy.
So almost looks like it's a field television. It says radar CRT.
It was built in a shell identical to the 12 AP4. Was made by RCA. It's got too many things for me.
That all looks like military.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Mhm.
but- Oh, it is.
Is it? Yeah.
RCA's World War II military television development shaped modern warfare.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, all of this right here. So was it a radar or was it a television?
I know this one here says it was made during World War II 2 for an airborne television camera used in a remote control glide bomber.
Okay.
And then let me see if this is what this one was for. This was probably used in the ANTP S-8 ground radar system supplied to the military in the early 40s. There's a description of the radar in the book, Contribution of the War Effort.
You know what? Oh wow.
So it doesn't really, I
Right.
can't read that because I don't have my glasses.
Look at this. This one's got a larger screen. The Bell and Howell 1944 projection.
It was built right at the end of World War II.
So I feel like this goes into this cabinet.
I would think so, yes.
Yeah.
And this is danger high voltage. That's scary. I could imagine.
And it's a Dumont 180.
180. The receiver was the first American television to be sold in 1938. The picture tube and much of the circuit was copied from the earlier. The screens on the Dumont were larger than any other.
Here we have a GE model 90. Also with the vertical screen with a mirror.
Oh, this is kind of neat.
That was from 1939. So, did you say? Oh, it was 1939's World's Fair, but never sold. Wow. Over here, this one.
This one is a GE HM226, and it says this set, which was introduced at the 1939 World's Fair, has a 12-inch direct view tube. Originally, it had 5-channel push-button tuner, but after 12, rotary tuner was added after the war.
Oh, wow.
And it was $600 approximately.
Right. So really, when you start to see all these TVs, you start to see about the same thing. See, I wonder if these, see how these are? I wonder if they only brought in the TV sound.
I don't know.
So, but look at those, and look at this here. They had like a push button control, almost like, you know,
Like a tape player.
yeah. I mean, oh, look at this. So I did not notice this. So they have for like a record player, but then this is like your different, you know what I mean? Wow. So I don't know if you can see what it says, but it says like WNBC, WCBS.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So does this one say the same thing over here on these?
This says press for
They do.
pre-war television too. So it's this one.
Oh, it turns on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Margie is.
It was playing earlier.
Was it? Oh, there it goes. So that's what it would look like to watch TV back in the day.
Oh, this one.
Oh, and then the other one came on too. It's just static.
Can you imagine though watching something that
You know,
little?
but look at that. It's upside down.
But if you look in here,
So you should have something that should be able to control it from, you know what I mean?
Okay.
This looks like it's just a case.
Yep, this is just, it says, and is missing all the original chassis.
So we'll just look around. Look how big that is. So I'm going to say that tube sets down inside the cabinet.
Says it is used in all US 12-inch mirror inlid sets. So it's this. I'd love to vision you for my Valentine. Okay, here we go. This plaque and the in-case check on the RCA TRK-12 are on loan from the museum from John Timoniski.
Okay.
So Vladimir K. something Workin, I can't read it. $500. Institute of Radio Engineers. Wow.
But I love how some of them they put in like this. They've got the record player.
So it's this person, Vladimir K. Zwor. How would you say that?
Zworykin. Zworykin.
Wow.
So yeah, this is RCA R100 phonograph attachment.
Oh, here's another. Oh yeah, what's the record here say?
So they got the RCA dog right there. But we also have the RCA dog right there. His name's Nipper. So what's it say about Nipper down here? It says Nipper, the dog's first appearance in 1899, painting by British scenic painter Francis Berard, an image trademarked by Victor Talking Machine Company and later used by RCA after the company acquired Victor. This paper mache statue is a copy cast from another larger Nipper statue. Giant Nipper dogs can be found on buildings in Baltimore, Maryland, and Albany, New York. The copy came from RCA Consumer Electronics, headquarters in Indianapolis, Indiana, and is on loan from Dave Arlen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your Nipper. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, but you want to be very careful with this paper mache.
This looks like it's almost homemade. Wow, this is just amazing, isn't it,
Those are
Marty?
all converters.
Yeah, UHF converters. All right.
They said this set was called the Clifton and looks very much like many of the British pre-war sets.
Right.
It's one of the rarest of post-war sets. And this says theirs is in poor condition and they're going to restore the cabinet.
Oh, wow.
Or refinished, I guess.
Right. Look at this. Well, this has, I bet it has the radio, the phonograph, and the television, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going to turn it on because it starts talking.
Right. This looks,
Look at this Telejuke.
yeah. Telejukebox. What do you tell a jukebox?
This set was made in 1946 by Seeberg and Emerson. It contains a 15-inch Emerson TV set and a Seeberg jukebox. It was to be sold to bars, however, objections from the TV stations about pay TV probably stopped the production of these sets.
Wow.
There's only one in existence.
And this is it.
And it says Nola Felice, I can't read it, A Little Spanish Town, Jesse Crawford. I don't know any of those names.
Yankee Doodle Blues, the Virginians.
I've never heard any of those.
Beer, whoa, whoa, whoa. Beer Barrel Polka, Frank Yankovic. Do you think he's related to Al? Weird Al Yankovic?
Don't know.
I mean, at Polka, I mean, that's Weird Al's thing. A Motorola. Wow. I didn't know Motorola had been around that long.
I didn't know Remington. Well, it says
Rembrandt.
1950.
Yeah.
But it says Remington Radio Corp.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
It's a Sightmaster Sight Mirror. It says this unusual set was made in 1948. Has the chassis made by Transvision, a maker of kit sets. Sightmaster bought kits from Transvision, assembled them, and made the cabinet. We do not have the chassis for the set.
Wow. Another Sightmaster.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Motorola slide viewer.
Press to turn on slide viewer. Okay.
What do you see, Margie?
Just a couple of these. And you could look in there and see.
Mm,
I haven't got my eyes directly on it. Just.
yeah.
I mean, I've seen it before. Did it happen?
I'll start to see Emerson, RCA again, General Electric, or GE.
Oh, I love that.
So here we're in a different part. They have a picture phone, Mod 1, 1964, a complete experimental system. The Mod 1 was developed to test it. The public was invited to place calls between special exhibits at Disneyland and the New York's World's Fair. In both locations, visitors were carefully interviewed afterward by the market research agency. Did you hear that, Marge?
Yep.
Zenith. And it's a Zenith Flash Matic. It looks like it has a remote. But I'll back up so you can see this television. Let's see what it said about the Flashmatic. It says, you can see the picture here. Zenith, the radio corporation, has announced and demonstrated a startling new kind of television set that uses a flash beam from a small pistol-shaped gadget to turn the set on or off, change channels, or cut out the sound of long, winded commercials. So it'd be like the first remote. So, and then here we go. Large television sets. This starts to look like your console models. The huge set called the Royal Sovereign is the largest black and white TV ever made. It has a 30-inch metal picture tube. So they have the old channel rotors here, so to adjust your TV antenna. So, but coming looking over here, we got the RCA Berkshire, the RCA Berkshire series. We're the top of the line entertainment systems in 1948. The Regency model cost $3,250. It's $24,792 in today's money. Wow. So what's weird is you start seeing these like this. They're projections. And if you wouldn't know better, this here, which is called the Tradiovision, made only 2 models. This one with a 3x4 foot screen and the Model 14 with a 2x3 foot screen. But they're starting to look more and more like the big screens we had, the projections. And you start to see more and more of that coming up here in just a sec. So we got this compact projection set. Who would have known this technology would have came back later on? Looks like they got one here, but I don't think the chassis is inside of it. This one's kind of weird because all of them that we normally had been seeing is a vertical, and this one's actually sitting in there at an angle. And then the speakers inside, and this is a Philco 48-2500. And then you have this RCA Clubman. This set was designed for the Knickerbocker Club in New York. Very few were made. It used the same chassis and projection assembly to the RCA Berkshire. So they got the big speakers down here at the bottom. And then look at this big monster television here. It's a USA Television T530. The T530 has a larger screen, of course, size, but use the same projection assembly as the T507. Both sets produce very dim pictures. Oh wow. So as you can see, it's almost got like a leather outside to it. But Margie pointed this out. So drugstores would have these, and this is where you would go to the drugstore to test your TV tubes to make sure that they worked. All right, here we go.
So this sign, of course, says give RCA Victor Tour Vista Color TV. And it says the sales of the color sets were very slow for years. Finally, in the mid-60s, NBC and Disney produced The Wonderful World of Disney's, a popular Sunday night show in color, and color TV sales increased dramatically.
Oh, wow.
But now, isn't it ABC?
Yeah. But they didn't own them back then. Did they?
Oh, there was something else interesting too.
But, yeah.
Up here it says what things cost in 1954.
Yeah.
So a car cost $1,950. Gasoline was 29 cents a gallon. A house was $17,500. Bread was 17 cents a loaf. Milk 92 cents a gallon. A postage stamp was 3 cents. The stock market was 404. Average annual salary of a person was $4,700. And minimum wage was 75 cents per hour.
So do you know who this is, right?
No.
Isn't that... I'm waiting.
I can't remember. No.
Isn't that Professor Ludwig von Duck?
Yes, I bet that's it. Yes, you're right.
There's an NTC drum. The homemade receiver was built in 1955 or 1956 to work with the NTSC system. It uses a rotating drum to allow a large screen size and a small cabinet. Oh, wow. So then you start to see some of your different television tubes. All the tubes that the televisions would use. Iconoscope. Trying to get back down here. 1938, German CRT. This tube was made by DuPont in 1951. It's a big one. This tube was made by DuPont in the late 40s. So look at these smaller TVs down here. I think I've seen some of these. Sony. Look at those little hand-carried televisions. The Watchman by Sony. And they have more tubes. So here we have a television with the Zenith advertisement on it for Zenith Quality Christmas. So you start to see that these televisions are starting to look like the console models like I remember when I was a kid. That's an RCA. A couple of RCAs. And this is an Excel toy. Oh, so this is a TV here. But this is an Excel toy TV movie projector. So this is an RCA 21 CT55. And it is right here at the very
I've never
end.
seen anything like it.
Like this?
Yeah. It's called the Kuba Comet.
Yeah.
And it says, I'm assuming I'm saying that right. Kuba Corporation manufactured the Comet from 1957 to 1962 in Wolfenbüttel, Germany.
Yeah.
This set stands 5 foot 7 inches tall, is over 7 feet wide, or inches wide, and no wait, that's right?
Yeah.
7 feet wide, and weighs 289 pounds.
Oh wow. And it looks like it has a phonograph or a
It was
record player.
yeah, it was a complete home entertainment center for its time with a turntable AM/SW radio.
So how tall is it?
It's 5'7".
Here, hold this.
So if you take off your hat, you're not 5'7". Maybe with your shoes on, you're 5'7", but you're right at like the same. Here, we'll see. Here, I'll show you. Okay, this is how I. This is.
Well,
me.
that's got to be the high point of it.
Okay, this is me with my shoes on, right? So
Yeah.
I don't want to laugh at this. Is me with my shoes off. There's a big difference, isn't there?
Yeah, but you got some big soles on those. I don't. My soles aren't that big on mine.
I need something to make me tall. Can you imagine me having my shoes off trying to ride that bike?
Yeah. But look at that. Look at that. They got a corner cabinet.
I like how it closes so you don't really know it's a TV. And
Right.
it could just be like a...
Like just something,
Yeah.
yeah, a piece of furniture.
So I wonder what is in that one. If that's the turntable and that's the radio and the TV, I wonder what that one is.
That's a VHS.
I know.
They were thinking ahead.
That's funny. Like, it's crazy to me how these are like
Right.
melted or...
Well, I mean, you
So
know,
weird.
like that one there. They just probably got overheated.
It's, yeah, but it's just crazy to me. So this one here's kind of neat.
Hold on.
I don't know what all these
Philips
mean.
projector. See, that's what I was talking about. Don't you think it's weird that you've seen some of those projections out there and how when they went to like a big screen, that's what we went back to was
Yeah.
projection televisions for big screens?
Yeah, look down here. It's like picture width, line hold, picture height, frame hold.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That's what I was saying. I remember that, you remember when the TV would roll, that there was a way to adjust that
Yeah.
to keep it from rolling?
Can you imagine our kids having to get up and do that
Oh,
today? Good, gravy almighty.
Well, did you see the one in there that was the first remote control where it was
Yeah.
a gun? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Look at this.
This projection set has a separate mirror. There's a pull-out measuring tape on the projection unit to locate the position of the screen. The screen folds down into its housing.
We just walked into the area for broadcast equipment. Of course, they have CBS. They got old cameras. There's a camera up there on the door as it looks like a security camera in here.
It's gonna get loud because of this thing, but
So, but look at all these cameras they have here. So, they have an NBC color camera. Has a very garage smell to it, doesn't it, Marty?
yeah. But I mean, it's really cool to see this
Yeah.
stuff.
Rank, Sotel RTV, RT. This tube was part of the flying spot scanner. Wow. Look at that.
Oh, so this is
RCA TT5A transmitter. Wow, look how big this thing is just for transmitting.
Chris, you can walk up in there. And
We can?
it says, please respect the mobile truck and the items on the truck. Do not push, pull, or turn knobs.
So we can go in there?
I'm assuming. Even if you just peeked around, you can see inside it. I mean, that's
Oh,
what
wow.
that's there for, to
Yeah.
get up in there.
So, obviously this is a mobile truck, probably like when they were doing news or anything like that.
This van was made by RCA in 1948, originally sold to KDYL W6XIS in Salt Lake City. Later, the call sign was changed to KCPX. In 1969, the van was purchased by WGSF TV, an educational station in Woodward,
See,
Ohio.
just all these different kinds of cameras that were used to broadcast TV, or not to broadcast TV, but make television shows and stuff like that.
Wow. I don't think I'd want to be behind one of these doing it.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is
Can you
that?
imagine how, I mean, they look heavy.
They do.
Like, they look very
Oh, yeah.
heavy to control. Like if you had to move it or,
Oh yeah.
they just look extremely, extremely heavy.
So this is amazing. All right, so that's gonna do it here at the Early Television Museum. Thank you guys for joining us, and I've seen a lot of stuff. It
Yeah.
was pretty neat. I mean, all the different kinds of televisions, and going from the very first ones all the way through was amazing. And once again, we always run into something Disney most places
And
we
we did.
go, and we did. Margie thought Felix the cat was, but,
I don't know why.
but we finally did run into something that was Disney.
I couldn't remember his name.
So, but that's going to do it. Thank you all for joining us, and I hope to catch you guys on our next adventure. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.